anytime I listen to the podcast, I'm like, this sounds super unprofessional in spite of our sometimes occasional good chemistry.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for me sometimes because I'm very much like a production person. Like I love quality, and if I buy something or I do something and it doesn't sound good, I just don't air it. Like I just gave up.
Well,
I feel that.
Izzy, you've been trained in the field of animation where we're basically trained to pay attention to production extra special. And I literally was talking to a friend about this where my teacher literally said to me, once you're done with our animation classes, people will not want to watch movies or anything with you ever again. I was like, damn, he right though.
Yeah, it's true.
Look, guys, production, I mean, being a professional is about like making a deadline and releasing whatever you have available. So it's like, you know, give or take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something dumb I find about the term professional, because people are like, oh, you're not professional. I'm like, well, what's the litmus test? Because it's like either people are talking about your disposition, or they're talking about your output and your schedule, or they're talking about the quality of your equipment. And it's like there's really not, and the only like
there's a definition. There is a definition. If someone has paid you to do something, you're a professional.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I'm technically a professional because I did a book cover and I did some art for a website. All the art was shit. The book was shit. The website, I don't think even used anything I did, but I'm technically a professional. So, like, it's just like I don't care if somebody calls me that. Like, it's because the term is just so vague, you know?
It's true.
Just don't worry about professionalism. Just be a good person. Put out your work at a timely rate.
We're always in our clubhouse getting high. Super everybody wishes we would die. Super here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, oh, dog. Hey,
he's excited.
It's the Pizza Party podcast streamed live on Twitch and re-released on Shut Up, Dog.
Yeah,
re-released on YouTube.
Dog.
Literally, the last like 10 minutes of us just chatting, no dog, and as soon as we start recording, as soon.
Yeah, Pizza Party podcast official mascot is the Anatolian Shepherd Bruce. He is fucking big and he's a fucking idiot. So.
He's an upgrade from your dad.
I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
I'm Nolan. I sort of am just here.
I'm Izzy. I'm the team mom.
Oh no.
My turn. I'm James. I make cartoons on the internet.
And I'm Loren, and same, like on all of that. I'm teen mom and I make cartoons. I'm just here.
You're also the mascot. You're the mascot.
Yeah, I'm also that dog. That was me barking earlier. Confirmed.
Who are you, Loren?
So I do similar stuff to what James does. Just like, I make animated videos. I haven't made one in a while, but I'm getting out of a hiatus and new video coming soon. Finger snaps. So yeah.
I mean, the next video is gonna relate to the Baja Men. I won't say what the top 10 is, since I'm afraid someone will steal it from me, and I'm just gonna be like pissed off if they do. But it involves the Baja Men, yeah, and remembering how terrible they are.
But Pat, if you're releasing it like in a week, like will that give anyone ample time to make it?
You never know. I mean, there's people who with lower quality standards than me making cartoon videos, so you never know.
Wasn't there that one guy who took you did Rhapsody and then
that literally every reviewer ever? Yes. You know,
a lot of people did Rhapsody this last Christmas. I remember.
Stay tuned for next year when everybody's gonna do a Boom Crew Christmas and the Christmas light.
Did you also? Weren't you the one who started the Nut Shack? Was that you who popularized it?
Not really. I just took credit just to be a dick. But
Good job,
look,
asshole.
You never know. But I gotta say that this podcast is sponsored by our friend CK Draws, who supported us through the Patreon. If you support us through the Patreon for $100, we promote your work. And what CK Draws does, he draws lots of lewds, and I'll include all his links to in the description and the comments. He likes Total Drama Island a lot. So
he draws in a very angular style, and it's very appealing. He picks some good colors, and he also does very good pinups, nice compositions and stuff. Kind of reminds me of not in terms of rendering, but in terms of composition, like Greg Hildebrandt. You know, he does the American Beauties line of pinups. I had to do a project on him, so that's the only reason I know this.
Yeah, he draws a lot of ass.
Does...
I'm not much of an ass person myself, but you know.
Yeah, I'm gay, and even I know that titties are the correct answer. So you know,
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like 50-50 here.
I'm more into vagina. Like you don't see much vagina in smut, you know.
Well,
sometimes.
So real fast, I want to give a shout out to my mother.
Did she support us on Patreon?
First of all, no, she doesn't know Patreon's a thing. Second of all, she came up to my room today. She said, "Oh, your sister told me you were going to be on a podcast. What's it called?" I'm like, "No."
No one must know.
Wait.
Well, you can put it on a resume. I said no.
A resume.
Shout out to Loren's mom. I'm so sorry.
No. They didn't support us on Patreon. We can't give them a shout out. We have to blur out half their names.
Yeah.
No, that's a shout out. A Patreon sponsor, which is what we should be calling it now, is a completely different thing. So.
And CK draws.
Also, I would like to remind everyone that if you support us on Patreon, you will be helping us get out to MomoCon to do a panel and meet with you guys. We're also in the works of maybe setting up a table. I'm only saying maybe because we're pretty sure about it, but we just want to get the confirmation before we make any concrete plans from the staff. But anything you do helps us out a lot. We'll be there to see you all, say hi. If you want to stalk us, please don't. Reconsider. But yeah, any amount helps. $1 from each of you would probably get us up to $100,000, which is obviously unrealistic, but that just goes to show how much $1 helps out. So please consider. We're very grateful for your support. And if you please send me more memes on Twitter, I will block you.
Yeah, and
so
Also, CK Draw says, if you support his work on Patreon, please notify that you're a legitimate supporter and not just some weirdo trying to steal his art, like get on his Patreon, see his art, and then run off with it. You know, has that problem. A lot of people are having that problem.
When I had a Patreon, I had that problem too. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I was making it about me. Continue.
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
You're contributing to the conversation.
I mean, you have Patreon experience.
I literally only recently started my Patreon again, my personal one, because of that. I'm just very paranoid about it now. I just kind of like everything's just like time exclusives. I can't just do pure exclusives.
Yeah, that's kind of the breakaway to it, or that's the stipulation you have to put in now because, you know.
Yeah, world's fucked hip hop. Yeah,
I gotta figure out when I need to start doing a Patreon because it's like, I mean, I know I won't. I gotta start eventually, but I don't want to start when I don't have like anybody, you know.
I have 9 people supporting me right now.
Hey. You know, Gilbert Gottfried has a Patreon.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Why does he? What?
I don't know.
What's the description on his Patreon? What does he do?
I don't know.
What
but
are
I'm
the
very concerned.
rewards?
Gilbert
What are the
Gottfried
rewards?
Patreon. I'm just very concerned for him. Like, is he not getting? Is Aladdin not paying the bills as much as he used to? What's going on?
What about that one movie he did where he did Peanut Butter Jelly Time? Is that paying anything?
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat.
Oh yeah, there's like this straight to video 2009 Jack and the Beanstalk movie, and he's in it. Oh, and also Christopher Lloyd's in it, so you know it's a good quality film when Christopher Lloyd's in your shitty ass film.
Oh yeah,
I like him.
Why is he in?
He's in everything.
He's in so
everything.
much shit. Why is he in there?
I think he's just bored. Like, I think he's a workaholic, like I am. When you have free time, you just don't know what to fucking do with yourself, and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? I need to do something, and then somebody offers you to do something. You're like, okay, fuck it.
I need another movie to work on.
Yeah, because he's probably gotten like shit tons of residual Back to the Future, so he probably isn't in need of anything monetarily.
I mean, the last thing he really ever did that was good was Over the Garden Wall, and everything else was just some direct-to-video garbage, or the Oogie Loves.
Yeah, which Jim is trying to make me review.
Oh no.
I'm not doing that, Jim. Fuck you.
Big balloony adventure.
Come up with something I can actually work with instead of Oogie Loves. God damn.
Oh,
Calls himself a reviewer. Shame on him.
God. Oh.
Is he? What were you gonna say?
Oh, he was in a like horror comedy movie that I really enjoyed. That like I got for like $5. No. Damn it.
Wasn't Food Fight.
$5 whole. That's a quality film.
I can't remember what it's called. I think it was like Death by Dawn or something.
Dead by Dawn. Yeah.
But like it's a movie in where zombies happen, but like the kids are like jokingly making up the rules of it because they're the ones that summon it, and like so they make stupid rules, and that's the rules of the zombies, the rules of the undead.
Yeah.
So like if you're able to seduce the zombie, it becomes your slave.
There you go.
Seduce in
It's
what
fun.
way?
What other way is there to seduce?
I don't know. These kids are making up the story, so I'm like concerned why these kids would come up with that rule.
Oh, because they were joking around, like, oh yeah, let's do that. I don't know, but the first half an hour is really, really bad. But after that, I actually started laughing, and it was kind of fun.
Oh, so it takes like an hour to get to the actual good part of the movie. What is this?
Half an hour.
Godzilla 2014.
Oh God, we don't talk about that.
No.
What is this?
I got dragged to see that movie in theaters, and I don't watch Godzilla movies, and I was like, what is going on?
Nothing's going on.
I thought this was a Godzilla movie. Why are we invested in this family?
It's a
That
Godzilla
movie is the first movie I was so angry I didn't finish. Like normally I'm pretty like pacifist, like I'm pretty good at like I'm passive and I'll watch stuff. But that movie, I was so angry that we never got to see Godzilla fight. That when we actually got to see him, I was done. I was so angry.
If you want a good Godzilla movie, just go watch Shin Godzilla by Hideaki Anno, my God and Savior, who's also a huge asshole.
What's the story behind that?
Yeah, what's that?
Hideaki Anno is the director of Evangelion, the Rebuild.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, he did Nadia too. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's like a really, really talented director, but he's just a huge misanthropic dick. He's also friends with Miyazaki, who I'm predicting is going to be one of the next people to be outed as a Hollywood sexual predator, but that's for a different time. But he directed Shin Godzilla, and it's probably one of the best movies to come out of Japan, I'd say, in terms of production and reception. It got like 7 Japanese Academy Awards, so that says a lot about it. It's also just a really fucking good movie. Like, the worst aspect of it is some of the CGI is really bad, but that's it. Like, it's otherwise a super fucking good movie. I'd even recommend it to somebody who hasn't seen Godzilla, anything. It's just a good movie, straight up. I love it. Lots of politics, though. Lots of political
What do
talk,
you
but
know
that's just
about Miyazaki, Nolan? What are you insinuating?
What do you know? Tell us.
I don't know anything concrete, but I'm predicting based on what's the term? The evidence based on just kind of like
He draws a lot of stories about little girls.
He draws a lot of stories about little girls, and a lot of those little really poofy pants, which I know is like kind of like a fetishy like preference type thing. But not only that, but he's talked at length about how he likes making movies about little girls. And while they're not exclusive, it is a majority of his filmography that he's directed. I'm not counting Studio Ghibli as a whole because he hasn't directed every Studio Ghibli movie. But not only that, but he's also been friends with John Lasseter.
Oh, that's right.
Lots of people were friends with John Lasseter.
I feel like people were maybe forced to be friends with John Lasseter. Like, hey, you want in the business? Here he is.
Okay, but not only that, but John Lasseter was a big proprietor in making Miyazaki who he is.
That's true.
Miyazaki probably, obviously they live in 2 different continents. It's obviously, they probably know about a fair bit about each other. They've probably seen how each other works. Powerful people in their industries. So I'm willing to bet that Miyazaki, there's also been allegations that Miyazaki has done stuff, but I can't corroborate it because it comes from a book in Japanese that hasn't been translated by anybody officially. So I kind of just say that's sort of like a sort of anonymous source, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's something for a different time. But then also there was the author of Rurouni Kenshin, who's a prominent manga author, very popular, very well known. Yeah. He was outed for substantial amounts of child porn.
I heard about that one.
Yeah, he got arrested, and now they're launching an investigation into the industry. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's probably going to happen. You heard it here. You heard it here first. Everybody's gonna come at me and be like, Nolan, how dare you? How dare you say that about Miyazaki? How dare you say that? And then I'm going to be like, if I'll eat my own foot if that happens. But also, I want to say a recurring trend in people who are outed as predators, they are usually the most outspoken people about them. And Miyazaki has outspoken multiple times about the industry and its sexual views. So, you know, just saying.
Yeah, we'll see, Alex Jones. We'll see. Yeah,
but yeah, no. Again, this is just conjecture on my part, but I'm predicting it. I'm making a prediction.
Yeah. So Loren and James, do you guys watch Total Drama Island?
The mom and dad, I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
Oh, okay. So the first one I watched like religiously because it came out because this is showing my age. That came out when I was in 6th grade. I want to say.
Yeah.
And I loved it. But I remember it came out in Canada before it aired in America, or at least it finished in Canada first. So like I got spoiled for the whole series just by looking online, and I was, I was very angry.
That was back when YouTube didn't care about copyright rules, really.
Yeah, they didn't care. But seasons I like kind of just didn't watch as much. But like the first 2 seasons I was all about. So
yeah.
Yes.
Well, we got some news because Total Drama Island is coming back for another season.
Oh, mama.
And this time it's Total Drama Island Daycare.
Oh, I saw that.
It's just
like Baby Looney Tunes or any. It's like that thing.
Pretty much.
Baby Looney Tunes.
In our in the current year 2018, we have another baby spin-off.
Oh,
it is the new one. It's bringing it back.
They're
also doing Muppet Babies too.
Is
Muppet
it aimed
Babies
at
coming back?
There was Muppet Babies, and there was like Looney Tunes babies, and there was like Flintstones
kids.
and Flintstones kids.
Flintstones
kids.
Flintstones kids had Michael Jackson in it.
Really?
Yeah, he it was like for a Say No to Drugs episode, and like Michael Jackson showed up at the end, although he was like Michael Roxon or something stupid, but they played Beat It or something. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to like
push. On Cartoon. Is the new Total Drama going to be on Cartoon Network or Boomerang?
Most likely
Cartoon Network.
Unless they're just like, just dump it on Boomerang. Fuck it.
They bring back Tickle You just for this show. But that'd be amazing.
Also about this new Total Drama Daycare, it'll include some characters from 16 as kids. Yeah.
Yeah, because this doesn't actually take place in the Total Drama universe. No. It takes place in an alternate universe.
Yeah, this is not canon with Total Drama.
We need to fix the timeline.
The Teletoon cinematic universe is what this is.
Okay, hold on, guys. I need to pitch something. So we have Total Drama Daycare. What about Total Drama Unleashed?
Oh man, we're all superheroes. Edgy. I mean, yeah. I was still mad when they made Cuphead Unleashed. That was a terrible remake of the classic cartoon.
I said, like, the Total Drama Daycare thing, is that going to be aimed at the same audience, or is it going to be more for preschoolers?
I think it's the same audience.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't think.
Why would you watch it?
They're probably just going to be like, "Oh no, I dookied, LOL," you know.
If anything, it's probably not going to be as dramatic as preschool. It might be like knocked down a couple of like years down for a younger generation, but
didn't like Drawn Together have like some sort of preschool parody of themselves, and it just involved them dying somehow?
I hope so.
Yeah, we all hope so. I'm looking at the chat. Someone saying Doc Trancy says Total Drama Emo, where everyone's sad. That'd be like what's that show on Netflix that's depressing? 13 Reasons, but with Total Drama Island.
13 Reasons Why. Yeah.
Yeah.
13 Reasons Why is trash.
Yeah. Just make that make the edgiest, saddest thing ever and turn that into Total Drama Island. Like, remember anyone see the movie The Butterfly Effect?
I saw it on DVD years after it came out.
It is the edgiest crap ever.
Yeah, like that whole scene where like they stuff the bomb in the mailbox and then they run and hide and like the house explodes. That edgy.
God, it's like Donnie Darko of edginess in that level.
But Donnie Darko is already super edgy.
It's even edgier. Oh, speaking of, if I ever do another Lost Media video, I gotta cover the Disney's Holes, because originally the guy who made Donnie Darko was gonna write and direct the film for Holes, and it was a completely different film. You guys hear about this?
No.
Okay, so any of you seen the movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Yeah, Disney film. Well, originally, the guy who made Donnie Darko wrote a script. It's online, where it takes place in a post-apocalyptic Texas. Stanley was sent to prison, I think.
That's how it was in the book, yeah.
For mercy killing his own sister.
Okay, that's not
I
how
don't
the
think
book
that was in the book.
Who was dying from radiation poisoning from the nuclear fallout. And there's a scene where he goes to like a whorehouse and loses his virginity there. This is a real script the guy fucking wrote and submitted to Disney.
Why is he legitimately insane?
I don't know, but the best part, I need to find it in the script, but there was a scene where he was just saying like, this is just like when it's the final day of school and your teacher asked you to write a essay about Canada, and in the end it doesn't matter because nobody gives a shit about Canada. I want Shia LaBeouf to say that.
Yeah, I want them to remake Holes now with that script.
This sounds like a Ready Player One like alternate universe parody,
where it's just like, look, we didn't give a shit. Just we're making the grimmest, darkest version of Holes and turn it into a post-apocalyptic Fallout. Yeah.
The weirdest. Speaking of Ready Player One, though, like, has anybody here seen like excerpts from the original book?
Oh no.
I don't read.
You better not be talking about that guy jacking it again.
Well, no, yeah, that's legit. Like, there's multiple moments in that book where he just talks about how good masturbating is, and it's just like. And it's literally just paragraphs. It doesn't contribute to the story. It's literally just the author vicariously expositing through his main character how much he loves stroking that dick.
Look, he's just saying what we're all thinking.
Do you think it's going to be in the movie? Do you think there's going to be long
maybe
scenes?
in the extended cut, honk honk.
Steven Spielberg is a fucking coward if he doesn't put that in.
Yeah, come on, Steven, you can do this.
If he can put in a fucking Gundam, he can put in somebody masturbating on screen in a PG movie.
Yeah, somehow he figured it out.
Make it work.
Make it implied, you know.
Or no, he could make phallic imagery. Like there was this one shot in Evangelion where Shinji's laying down on the bed and he's really sad, and he's like right next to his desk, and it cuts to a shot where he's lying down and his desk chair looks like an erect dick, and Misato sits on it, implying what's going to happen in the scene. And that's just genius. That's genius Freudian cinematography.
How does a chair?
I want him to like go unzip his pants, and then it just cuts to an Alf Pez dispenser shooting out the Pez.
No, and then somebody walks by, and no, it's a little girl who walks by. Look, mommy, it's Alf, and then she walks away. Just so you know, it's Alf.
How does the chair look like it's a dick? You know, I want to know.
It doesn't look like a dick per se. It's like the shot is composited where it looks like it's near Shinji's crotch, and it's like a desk chair that's like rounded off at the top.
Yeah.
So it's from a side view, and that's how it's supposed to look. I frequent Ava Geeks because I'm a fucking loser. I love that website.
What the
somebody from the chat says WTF Store says Pizza Party Podcast. What if Holes was directed by Stanley Kubrick? I would love to see that.
Fucking nuts is what that'll be.
Imagine him like filming the scenes where they're all digging holes out in the fields, like how straight on and what's the term? Obsessed with OCD, like all the holes would be arranged, and then he'd be like, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna actually dig the fucking holes," and then everybody on set is like, "God,
get a shovel." Every actor, including the crew, get a shovel and dig it in. Go on.
No, but you joke, but that's something he would literally do. Instead of like getting like a crane or like a scooper and just scooping it out, he'd be like, we have to make this look as authentic as possible. Yeah. And everybody on set would want to fucking murder him.
They would all have to be arranged in they all have to have the exact circumference and everything. They got to be like arranged in a perfect grid pattern. all.
No, like an offset grid pattern, or like it alternates between rows.
Yeah, something like that. It's all equally apart.
One of my favorite Stanley Kubrick jokes, and I'm sure Jim would agree if he was here, rest in peace, is that they hired Stanley Kubrick to fake the moon landing, but because Stanley Kubrick is an awful perfectionist, they wound up just shooting on the moon anyway.
He shot on location.
Yes, on the moon to fake the moon landing.
Yeah, that's my favorite joke because it's true.
No, but you guys want to get into the other news?
They're
Teen Titans Go.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. That was happening.
Oh, shoot. James, we should have mentioned it. Darn it. Now we got to talk
Well, I mean, we
it.
can talk about that, or we can talk about Animaniacs coming back to Hulu.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Did you guys grow up on Animaniacs?
I didn't have cable.
Okay, so...
James didn't have cable. We can talk about PBS later.
I didn't watch it when it aired because we didn't have Kids WB of all things, or if we did, we never watched it. But, like, Animaniacs... over the years aired on like Nickelodeon a little, so I watched it there. It was on the Hub channel, which back when that existed, it was on there for a while. So yes, I have dabbled in the show, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's a great show.
I mean, I'm
fantastic.
Grew up on Pinky and the Brain and Freakazoid.
Ooh.
Oh, Freakazoid's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's even more funny now because, like, you know, there are a lot of people, like, there's that scene where the mom's like, you spend all the time on your computer, and he's like, it's my life, and she's like, that is very sad, and then she just leaves.
Yeah, but, like, Freakazoid, the problem with Freakazoid is, like, it came out, like, 99, and it was about a guy who went on the internet and went crazy, but I feel like... maybe it's a blessing that came out at the time, because if that was released today, he'd be like spouting memes and stuff. And back then, there wasn't that much going on the internet, you know?
Okay, no, the mom says, you spend too much time on that computer. It's unhealthy. And he goes, TFW, your mom tells you to get off the computer. He smirks and he gets back to typing. And she goes, I have no idea what you just said, and walks away.
Just walks away.
James,
or like she tries to awkwardly relate to him, like, "Oh, are you still playing that Pokemon Go game? Hashtag go to the polls." Like she's just Hillary Clinton or something. I don't know.
I keep seeing like articles about how '90s shows wouldn't work today because of the new technology, and how that's bad. And I'm like, and how like new technology is bad. And I'm like, yeah, like because it was made in that time period.
Yeah.
Well, like apparently Friends just popped up on Netflix for a lot of countries that didn't have it, and so they're going and watching because they heard it's a phenomenon, and they're all like finding out that like the Friends characters are all fucking awful, and they're transphobic, they're homophobic, they're racist. There's a bunch of like
fucking not.
What the fuck do they do?
I mean, like, let's be real. Ross is a terrible person, but the rest of them, I mean...
I think the thing about Friends is that they portray like a really good tight-knit groups really accurately, and people who don't have friends that close, like who don't cut their friends that deep, think they're assholes. But like, if you're good friends with somebody, you'll just roast them all day long, and you just know it's a joke and they portray that so well. And like people who act like they're not, because they're not perfect characters, who like talk about stuff like that or like have their own vices, it's dumb. It's annoying.
Well, I think some of it's also like just it's a different time period, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's true.
The show is, I still watch the show and it's funny as fuck, and like they make jokes at like gay people's expense, and I'm like, I don't care. Like they balance
it's
it.
the 90s, bro.
Yeah.
Well, not
Fun
only
fact, I've only seen the Thanksgiving episodes.
Oh yeah,
Friends.
you said that.
How oddly specific.
The Thanksgiving episodes are some of the best ones.
It was a Thanksgiving marathon.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving episodes just all fall apart. It's so funny. Their whole Thanksgivings fall apart like each and every year, and it's hilarious.
Have you guys ever watched a show or movie like from 20 years ago, and you're like, whoa, you can't say that? Because I was watching Bill and Ted, and they're like saying the other F word, and I'm like, whoa, you can't say that. What the fuck? You know the word. It's like, what's your deal, Bill and Ted?
When did they say that?
I don't know. I think they hugged for some reason, and they just said "fam," and
they just said "fam."
No, they're not that hip.
I love you, bro.
But like, I want them to like do that today in like like if they ever do Bill and Ted 3, and like they do that, and someone just comes out, someone within the movie just says, "Whoa, what the fuck's your problem? Why'd you say that, asshole?" Animaniacs, like, it's coming to Hulu, and it's not coming to like Cartoon Network or anything, which I'm excited for, because it's just another step closer to TV fucking dying, and we don't have to deal with its bullshit anymore, and streaming will be the future. You just wait.
It's here. Streaming is the future. I mean, it's the present.
I mean,
like,
we're getting there, but we're not quite. We need to wait until like TV's like taken to a back alley and just like fucking had a gun to its head, just like that scene in Fight Club with the convenience store owner, and just like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Why Fight Club? Why not Old Yeller?
I watch
because you like Old Yeller. You don't like TV.
No one wants to see a dog die, Izzy.
I like.
You like to see dogs die, huh? Is that what you like?
No, I like
That's
Cartoon
right.
Network and shit. Like I don't want to see it necessarily die off on television.
Look,
Okay.
this is the future. It's like, it's like, evolve or die,
People are really excited about streaming, and I'm not like saying I don't disagree, but the problem is like, once streaming becomes popular, is it going to be like a couple stream sites only, or is it going to get bloated to the point where...
I mean, I think what's going to happen...
How it's set up right now, because like Disney's pulling away from Netflix to start up their own fucking thing, and then Hulu, you have DC starting up their own. Like what's going to happen is a bunch of them are all going to start up with their own streaming sites, and it's going to suck because you have to pick and choose what you're going to do, and then there's going to be a bubble and it's going to pop.
Yeah, I think we're just going to end up with like 3, it's like video game consoles. Like in the 90s, there were like 5 going on at the same time, and now we just have 3.
Yeah, but I think it'll be manageable if the streaming services are priced accordingly, because if there's a ton of streaming services and they're like $6 to $10, it'd be the same thing as paying for cable, but except you get everything. So
whenever you want.
It's like Netflix is obviously going to survive because it's Netflix it already has the user base. It is the Skylanders of the streaming site.
Oh yeah, because Skylanders is still going on.
Izzy, I don't think you could have picked a more appropriate comparison with the way Netflix's finances are doing.
Skylanders is fucking dead.
But what I'm saying is like Netflix is probably going to stick around. Hulu and Netflix, they already have that longevity. Disney's obviously going to do fucking well because it's Disney. I think DC might struggle a little bit, even with it having Young Justice, but it's also this weird hybrid of like, it being like both a comic subscription and a TV subscription and some other stuff.
That's really cool, actually. Yeah, offering other services packed together into one subscription is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime's the same way, because Amazon Prime Video is just tacked onto Amazon Prime, and most people already just use Amazon Prime for the 2-day shipping.
Yeah, that's what I use it for. I don't use the video service at all. And you still have to pay for some of the movies anyway, which is stupid. But
what about YouTube Red? Do you think that's YouTube Red original series?
Hey, YouTube Red. Let's talk about that crap.
YouTube Red, YouTube Rewind. Let's talk about how YouTube, the site that's hosting this current podcast, fucking sucks. Hey guys, I'm sorry. This got demonetized.
So. So, James, you were in the YouTube ear thingy. What's the call?
Rewind?
He was.
Yeah, it features classic up-and-coming YouTubers like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Stephen Colbert. All those up-and-rising YouTubers. Yeah.
The Paul brothers, they were thrown in there. I don't know if I should be like, I'm not complaining about it, right? I'm like super honored that I was in YouTube Rewind, but like the way they kind of handled it was like they asked us to do it like last minute. Like they gave us like a week to do like everything, and apparently they didn't know that animation takes a long time. But then they kept changing things, and so I was like, these people are asking a lot for free work, basically. And like towards the end, I didn't put in as much effort as I could have, really, but I'm still happy that I did it.
I thought I thought the little dance you did was cute.
Oh, thank you. And then like they kind of just like they threw in the slime fight at the end, which I was a little like about, but yeah, let's hope next year they'll like actually have us in the main segment.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, man, you and like Jaden Animations and who were some of the other people? Tabs was in there.
Tabs, Extra Credit.
I was just like, I was happy y'all were in there because like I remember James, before it came out, and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to be in YouTube Rewind." I was like, "Good for you." It's just you all got banished to the credits, and I was like, "Oh, great, that sucks."
Yeah. Speaking of, two things about YouTube Rewind on my end. Emma Blackery did a great video talking about YouTube Rewind because she did.
I saw that.
She did it for 2 years, and she said she's not doing it anymore, even if she gets invited again, even though she made the video, which pretty much guarantees she won't be. But she did an excellent video on it, so shout out to Emma Blackery. If you want to be on the podcast, you're more than welcome to. But the other thing is, like the Wizard of Oz, if you look at Logan Paul's segment in YouTube Rewind, you can see a YouTuber hanging in the background. That was an excellent background detail for YouTube to add before it actually even happened.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was at Walmart and I was at a Target and I saw the poster section and I find there was a Jake Paul poster and I felt attacked.
I have like if you look at my Twitter, I bought one and framed it.
You disgust me.
Why?
Oh yeah, you did.
It's irony, you know. I'm a
it starts as ironic and then it becomes sincerity. You can't escape.
You're an ironic Pauler, just like you're an ironic furry, James.
That's how it all starts. But James, will you be doing YouTube Rewind next year, possibly?
Yeah.
Unless they hear you talking shit right here, you know.
No. I'm not talking. I'm happy that I was on it. I was a little like kind of annoyed that they like threw us in last minute, but whatever, you know.
The YouTube CEO appears right behind James with a samurai sword. Omae wa no shinderu, and then slices him.
Omae wa mou shindeiru. Nani?
So, like, I found really fascinating is that they have so many sections that could have easily incorporated the 2D characters in, like that weird, like the characters floating through the sky, where it's like clearly just stills of them, or like, that could have easily been done, or even the slime fight. You could have
the slime fight.
I thought that is what they were going to do. They told us we were doing an end credit scene, but then they like also threw in a slime fight, and so I was like, okay, cool. They're gonna like have us with other people throwing slime. So that's why I kind of like I didn't draw a background for my thing for my character for the slime fight because I was expecting them to like actually put it in the main video, but then that just was like thrown in at the end. And also I'm like sort of drama nitpicking here, but they like sped up that animation. Like all of our slime fights, they like sped it up for some reason. So yeah,
probably to include them all. I mean, the good news is that like most animation looks better when it's like slightly sped up anyways. Like I've never seen an animation get worse.
Well, I don't know. Personally, like sometimes it just looks jarring because which music video was it? Do the Evolution. Like sometimes they speed up frames and it's like animation doesn't move this fast. It's clearly fast forward and it just looks weird to me. Do the Evolution. Yeah.
I mean, I know they have to do YouTube Rewind because it's clearly like a tradition now, but I love how this was one of the worst years for YouTube. Like both from the creators and the audience and just the business as a whole. And so they don't have anything to celebrate, so all they just do is like post dead memes, and I'm just like, classy. Did it. Perfect.
I mean, I'm really upset there was no Elsa and Spider-Man, or like
true, like the Finger song. Oh my gosh.
Or like IHE getting deleted again and then completely about it again.
It should have been an entire legitimately the Rewind should have been like a Mad Max parody because of the Adpocalypse.
Oh yeah,
that would have been clever and fun and really cool.
Oh, okay.
No, it's got to be also it takes place in the Tron world where people are getting deleted and being revived somehow.
Yeah, no, Izzy, I do agree, but you have to also realize that Adpocalypse like affected a ton of people for the board, so they'd probably be really fucking pissed. So it's like a double-edged sword where people who are affected are gonna laugh that YouTube's being savvy, but then most everybody else will be fucking angry.
Oh.
Speaking of people being angry, I'm actually really, really shocked about the amount of people who are actually like outraged by YouTube at the moment with the whole Logan Paul and like the treatment that they give, because they're clearly giving special treatment to like Elsa and Spider-Man and Logan Paul, where they didn't do anything or address it until it became mainstream news. And like, there's people like the Nerdy Nummies girl. I was really shocked to see her like kind of like throw some fire at YouTube, because like I've always considered her part of YouTube's 1% like royalty, because like they used to like paint her face on buses and stuff to advertise YouTube. So, but it's really cool to see like so many of the bigger people are actually like, yeah, you know, like let's stop with the special treatment stuff and like actually, you know, do your job.
Yeah, no one is safe now.
And
Oh, go ahead, James. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like in YouTube's response tweet, I don't know if you guys have all saw, but they said they acted accordingly, which is
eventually
like the biggest. Yeah,
they like did nothing. It's just like we acted
they put the video on trending.
I love them. Someone made a meme out of it with like the tuxedo mask meme from Sailor Moon, where it's like, "My work here is done," and Sailor Moon's like, "You haven't done anything," and he just leaves. It's like,
thanks.
Well, like the thing is that like they acted accordingly, but they also mentioned that it went against their guidelines, which means they didn't act accordingly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like Logan Paul had to take the video down himself, and I'm sure YouTube is keeping an eye on him. They want to make sure that one of their so either YouTube is being stupid and they're not paying attention to what he's posting, which is bad, or they're just letting him do it and like just gonna let it happen, and then when people are complaining about it, they're like, it's not a big deal, until it becomes too big of a deal for them to ignore, and then they just pretend like we're doing our job.
Yeah, well, basically that.
So it's either YouTube is not doing their job and they're being idiots, or they're being inherently favoriting Logan Paul and being manipulative and ignoring a huge chunk of their user base.
I mean, it's just it's that where
I
they
believe
just
either one.
They're like, hey, this YouTube Kids thing is bad, but it's making money, so we'll just keep this here.
That's literally it. It's that like they won't do anything that's making them money until it becomes in their favor for a PR reason to like do something about it.
I wouldn't even say it's in their favor. I'd say it's just like to save face, because YouTube has been
favor.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess technically, but when I think in their favor, it like benefits them more so than it does like actually gaining back what they lost. You know, that was sort of my thought process, but I don't know. It's just like YouTube is just it's so infuriating because it's such a bad business, and I get it. I get that it's run. It's just I just also think it's something that's not sustainable. I think in like YouTube is like barely breaking even 10 years later. Where's YouTube going to be another 10 years now?
Look, we're getting there. You just gotta wait. This will be still running.
YouTube Red is called YouTube Red because it's still in the red.
Look, they're gonna figure something out, and look, bandwidth is gonna get cheaper over time, so eventually it'll compensate for all of the YouTube videos being uploaded, and that'll make their money back. You know, we just gotta wait.
That's the thing. Like, I'm all for a creator like driven platform, but the thing is, like, well, how can we sustain that with how many people upload to YouTube? You know,
we'll get there.
Also, we should note that YouTube did punish Jake or Logan Paul at eventually. His YouTube Red show, The Thinning, which is kind of like The Purge, but with SATs.
And high school.
Wait, I thought that was a movie. It's a
movie. It's getting pushed back. We don't know if it's going to get released now. Probably will, since they spent the money.
But it wasn't good. Like, the trailer looked awful.
What's the how many sides of a pentagon? 5. You guys have all seen.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's stuck in my head. You're going to do great.
I love you. It's like, okay, I'll go to school now.
He was a main character in a YouTube Red show, something Foursome or something. He's been cut from that. And he's also no longer in the preferred so like certain YouTube channels get a preferred Google AdSense thing where basically they make a shit ton of CPM, which is why you see like people like PewDiePie and such before the incidents and such make millions, and everyone else is like, I'm getting like 100,000 views, but I'm not making $100 or whatever, because there's actual different tiers of these ads you can get.
Yeah. I think the PewDiePie lashback was way worse than the Logan Paul one, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I feel like this one's a lot more because I don't know. I saw a lot more people complaining this time.
Well, yes, this just feels like a slap on. Like, PewDiePie was like actively shunned by YouTube to like a huge extent, but YouTube is like, we punished Logan Paul. We hope this lesson. Whereas PewDiePie is just completely disowned for the most part.
Yeah, he wasn't in YouTube Rewind, I remember.
Yeah,
like, whoa, he's not there.
Yeah, and I think Logan Paul's probably going to be this year's one anyway, because since it's so early, it's probably going to blow eventually.
What do you think Logan's next video is going to be?
I don't think it's gonna be Logan. I think it's gonna be Jake Paul to do the next controversy.
He digs up a grave and saves.
Yeah,
I do know. I just know his apology video, Logan Paul's one. Like, I looked it up, and it's like it has over 1 million dislikes. And like, there's a wiki page that's like the most disliked YouTube videos of all time, and it's like it now has more dislikes than "Look What You Made Me Do" by Taylor Swift. And I was like, wow, that's pretty bad.
Damn.
What was that about?
Like her song "Look What You Made Me Do," which everyone immediately was like, "This is a meme" because it's so awful.
Oh, okay, but yeah, the thing is, Logan Paul's like actual apology video, well written. Like, I don't believe he feels that way at all. Don't get me, I'm not justifying him in any.
No, he
way,
totally did not write that apology.
Yeah, no, but the person. Kudos to the person who wrote that, because they knew exactly what they were doing. And they knew.
Yeah.
His publicist. Also,
probably his publicist, which was
the
probably
best
his
thing.
dad.
The best thing is his dad made a video talking about how like Logan Paul's coming back, and he refers to people as haters. This like 50-year-old man referring to people as haters is so like cringy. Yeah, it's beautifully cringe.
So yeah, you guys are just haters. Like, so what if my son exploited a dead person? You're in their families, you know. You're
just haters.
Don't be hating, dog.
I should also be praising Logan Paul's acting ability for making him seem genuinely forceful.
So Animaniacs?
Yeah, Animaniacs.
I'm not excited for it at all.
Rude.
Honestly.
I don't have Hulu, so I won't be watching it. But I'm glad people who have Hulu will. So
TV is fucking dead. Let it die.
I'm scared they haven't released any images of the character designs yet.
I think they released a new image. It looks
I
pretty
think
new.
it was just the same. It looked like the same old image advertising the fact that the previous series is now on Hulu.
I don't know. I never seen that Animaniacs image before. I don't think. Hang on. Ugh. Let me pull it out. Hang on. Let me. Hang on.
Wow.
Shush.
Again, I know this is probably what's going to be said, but this is me being cynical again, because I remember when Shaolin released, they had a conceptual trailer and it was like, oh, dude, this is awesome. They had placeholder voice actors, but it still looked awesome and still looked great. And then it was done by the same creator. And then Steven Spielberg is producing this still, but he's not the same he used to be. We don't know anything else about the cast and crew. So
the cast are coming back. Some voice actors on Twitter announced they're coming back to it.
I'm talking about the writers.
Oh.
In like the actual like development team.
Mm-hmm.
But like when Shaolin Chronicles came on, it was fucking insane. I honestly, there was like an episode where the main villain lays an egg and like he takes care of it.
Classic.
I don't trust anybody in the industry anymore. Everybody has let me down at least once in my life.
I mean, it could be the art style. It's still like I just don't know if they announced anything about what they're doing with it besides that they're doing it. So
yeah.
Like, until I see like an actual screenshot or like an announcement of that they're, it's going to be an updated version or whatever, I'm kind of like waiting.
Which is a fart.
Teen Titans Go to the movies. Because if Aquaman can get a movie, anyone can.
But I guess next bit of news.
Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go to the movies. I mean, the trailer was released and it was a big fart joke, and it looks amazing. Yeah.
I like the beginning joke.
Loren, you're muffling or something.
I liked the beginning joke where everybody's dressed up as one. They just said, "Yeah, nobody wants to see a movie, but we're making it anyway."
Oh.
I've warmed up to Teen Titans Go significantly over the course of time, because I just kind of accepted what it is.
What did you think about that fart joke?
Yeah, that was a fart joke.
No, that joke was really awful, and I thought that was the thing you could possibly do to advertise your movie. But
But Butch Hartman made a video reacting to the trailer.
Butch.
Butch,
Butch.
I'm calling Butch Hartman out right now. You have no right to say anything.
You create Bunsen is a beast, Butch. Shut up.
Yeah, get out of here. If you want to talk Teen Titans Go, you can come on this podcast and I'll fight you 1-to-1. And I say that right now, but then everybody knows I'll retroactively polite to you in person.
Yeah, okay, so Butch Hartman, like, creator of Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, like, he made a reaction video, and he was saying, yeah, this is just nothing but fart jokes. Do you guys remember Breadwinners? That show was nothing but fart jokes. It's like, whoa, Butch, that's your co-workers. What the fuck?
Not to bash Nickelodeon, but they did a show called Breadwinners. And on Breadwinners, it was all butt jokes and fart jokes, and that's kind of the only jokes they had. And it's like, guys, really, when do we get into writing some actual, clever dialogue here? I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just pointing it out. I think when writers go the extra mile, I think the audience really appreciates it. And I hope they go the extra mile in this movie. Maybe they're hiding all the good stuff from us. Will this get me into the theater? No.
Okay, the thing about Butch is that he just seems 100% like insincere about the whole situation. Like, it's just very clear that he's like only started a YouTube channel just to promote himself so that he can get like further in the industry, because you have to be relevant on social media now.
True.
And like, I don't know, he seems like the YouTube dad.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He just seems like a dad who doesn't really understand YouTube. I used to be subscribed to Butch Hartman, but then recently he made a video called "Deleting My Channel."
Yay!
And I like watched it, and he clickbaited the heck out of that channel or that video. He's not deleting his channel. Like, he basically straight up lied to like get views, and at that point I was too upset to like be subscribed to him, so I just unsubscribed.
Yeah. Maybe he'll draw Corey in the house and say it's anime again. There's always hope.
You guys heard it here first. James, the Odd Ones Out, has standards.
Yeah.
I'm shocked too.
I really dislike it when people clickbait, like dishonest.
Look,
clickbait.
if you're gonna make a video called "Killing Myself" on YouTube, you better kill yourself on YouTube. I want to see it.
No, don't kill yourself, please.
I remember Eric.
You'll end up in a Logan Paul video if you do that.
Oh.
I remember Eric Andre said he wants to go out by killing himself live on stage in front of a huge audience. That was. By the way, no, the source of that is his interview with Larry. He's getting interviewed by Larry King, and whether or not you're a fan of Eric Andre, I highly recommend watching that, because it's like the literal personification of an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. It's nice. It is probably the best interview I've ever seen ever. I love it. Go watch it. Larry King, Eric Andre.
If you kill yourself on camera, Logan Paul bursts through the wall like the Kool-Aid. Yep.
No, he doesn't burst through the wall. He like crawls out of the satanic demon.
He's still got his little Toy Story alien hat on.
And he's like, "I'm doing this for the Thunderer."
Yep.
Oh man.
This is the realest video, guys. This is the realest video I've done.
Get real. CN real.
I do genuinely love that video for purely ironic reasons, because you can tell how disingenuous he is when he says, "Guys, don't commit suicide. Don't do it." It's funny on so many levels, but the best one is that he legitimately thinks you can tell he thinks this will get him good publicity. Yeah. And it did the exact opposite. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but you can see the gears in his head turning.
Like he brought in a fan once to like be in a music video, and he wrote the fans' lines, which was essentially just like ego stroking himself.
Yeah, Logan is my hero. Yeah.
It's so funny, because you actively see the gears in his head turning every video, and he's just an idiot. It's the best.
Have you seen the clip compilation someone made of the rest of his Japan vlogs, where it's like all the other things that he did? Those are. It's like, we got to respect the culture, and then it cuts to him like
just screaming
around,
like Logan,
like, throwing fish at people, and like buying a Game Boy, smashing it in the street, and then trying to return it, and it's like, wow, bro. He's like what, 22 or something? So
he's my age, yeah.
Did he play like Turning Japanese Now or anything?
No. He might have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not in the video we're talking about.
Damn.
If I were to go to a foreign country and I wanted to make like a comedy video, I would just go to round up people with a microphone and ask, "Hey, what do you think about America?"
Well, here's the thing. In Japan, everyone's very, very big on like privacy.
Mhm.
And like, there's been people who've been sued and jailed for taking photos. So like, I'm actually really, really shocked that there's not more international like problems with Logan Paul right now.
Speaking of that, actually, I saw a clickbait article. They said the Japanese police wanted to speak to Logan Paul, and I thought, oh, is he going to get arrested? But it turns out that they just wanted to question him about the body. I was like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh no, they had to frame him. Someone's got to frame him. Like, what if Logan Paul killed this man and he
for views?
Yeah. What if that was the case? And he said, "Oh, I just found this guy here." It's like that's a lie.
No, guys, he didn't do it for views because he gets views. Remember? He said that.
No, you unblur the dead body and you see a Logan Paul T-shirt on him.
Oh no! It's all
and
part
Logan
of the plan.
Logan Paul's like, wow, he was a Logan Paul fan. You know, that was really him.
It reminds. Remember when Justin Bieber visited I think some Holocaust museum and said, "I bet Anne Frank would have been a believer."
I forgot about that.
I did too. Justin Bieber wants everyone to forget that.
What happened to him? Like, what's he do?
What's Justin Bieber up to? Let's go on
Still write
TMZ.
songs, like...
He faded into obscurity.
Good.
I think he made enough money to like not worry about anything for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I wish I had that much of an expendable income like Notch, where I could just go and shout anything I want on Twitter, face repercussions.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Notch replied to one of my tweets on brag.
Oh, what did you say?
Wait, what did he call you?
Oh, no. I said, like, why are villager raids crappy in Minecraft? And then, like, I added a bunch of Minecraft YouTubers, and I also added Notch. And then he, replied, like, simulating economy's hard, man. That's it.
Yeah.
You and your Minecraft, James.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't get it.
James, you should add me on Steam, and then we can go Minecraft or whatever.
Minecraft.
Mine some craft.
Minecraft.
Wait, Steam.
No, it's literally you literally dig through the mine. You dig through like the mines in Minecraft, and you find a crafting set, so you can like knit your own clothes. Minecraft.
Minecraft. Brown bricks.
Speaking. So, if Hitler played Minecraft, do you think he would have named Mein Kampf Minecraft?
Fuck you. I did that 3 years ago for the Clarence review. I forget why that was in that review. Anyway.
Pan, your entire sense of humor is literally just non sequiturs. Like, look, I can count on like all the fingers and toes on my body how many times you just insert something into a review and there's no context for it whatsoever.
Yeah, everything's fucked. World's fucked.
One of my favorite.
You're not allowed to do that. That's not your response to everything.
Inside voices.
That's not your response to everything.
One of my favorite non sequiturs is you said something really fucked up in a review and then you just follow it with the Aladdin level complete jingle.
I remember that one, yeah.
And I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's just, I don't get it.
It's a celebration song. I love it. You know?
Yeah. What's a joke you find extremely funny, but you just don't get it? You don't know why it's funny, but it makes you laugh anyway. Pan, you start and then...
I'm gonna go around the circle.
I don't know. I kind of have like a scientific.
Talking stick.
I have a scientific breakdown in my head why I find certain things funny, so I can't really answer that.
So I'm taking the talking stick away from Pan and I'm giving it to Loren.
Oh gosh, put on the spot. I pass it. No, rather
I have one.
Yeah, James.
Okay,
go.
pass it to James.
It's not really a joke. It's more of a meme.
Boy.
It was said it said. When it's almost 5:27, and then it showed a clock that said 5:28, and I'm like, that's just the right level of stupid to be funny.
Okay. All right, I'm taking the talking stick. Wait, I'm taking the talking stick and giving it to Izzy.
No, I can't think of anything at this moment.
Hey, I have another joke.
Okay, we're giving it back to fucking James.
What's this is like one of those stupid jokes that you talked about. What's green and has wheels?
A pickle?
Grass. I lied about the wheels.
Oh, if we're talking anti-jokes, my favorite one is what has two legs and is red all over?
Tomato with legs.
Half a cat.
Oh, fuck.
That one's my fave. But no, getting back to the actual question, I do recall
one time I was watching. It was either the Game Grumps or it could have been Rooster Teeth. It was like a group of Let's Players, and they were playing like one of those Jackbox party games. It was more money and then more blank, and you had to write your own answer. And one of the guys who had to answer it didn't understand the question, so he wrote more money, more what the fuck. I don't know why, but that cracked me up for like a solid 20 minutes.
I should buy Jack in the Box. That sounds fun. That
Jack,
sounds like a fun party game.
Yeah, Jackbox Party Pack. There's like 4 of them. You can get them on PS4 and Steam.
Oh, it's Steam. Okay, great.
Some of them are on the Switch as well.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was thinking of buying like Monopoly on the Switch since I'm like, I don't know how to play Monopoly. I guess I'll play the virtual version because that has rules.
Monopoly is like one of the easiest games to play, though.
I know. You gotta read
You just, like,
instructions.
roll
I don't want
dice.
to read that.
Come on, man! You have to learn how to read eventually.
Oh no.
We need.
It's like
us-
Mr. Wynn. That neighbor from Hey Arnold who didn't know how to read okay, there was that episode of Hey Arnold where one of the board mates, a grown adult, doesn't know how to read, so Arnold decides to teach him how to read, and Arnold decides, okay, it's sink or swim, so I'm gonna take you out into the middle of the city in like some shady part of town, and you gotta find your way back using these instructions, and you gotta read them, and it's like, Arnold, this is fucked up, and there was no cell phones back then, so that guy could fucking die.
Isn't Arnold supposed to be like 9 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold didn't fuck around.
Also, people in the chat are arguing which Oni Plays member is the best.
Oh.
And I say they're all amazing. I love
They're
them
all
all.
great in their own special way.
Someone drew
'Cause-
porn of me in I don't even know which one it is. Not the main Omi, the other Omi.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah,
something.
that's the one.
Ding Dong, Julian.
I think Ding
If
Dong.
it was,
So
if it
okay,
was
yeah.
Ding Dong, I'll send that to it.
nice. Because so Chris is the main one, Oni, and then there's Julian who has the mustache, and then Ding Dong's the one who looks like a raging rabbit.
That thing.
Yeah, that's Ding Dong.
Ding Dong.
That thing in quotes. Shout out to my boy. But yeah. What the fuck were we talking about?
It was your question.
Let me check the topics.
Pam can't
PBS
read.
Kids is what.
PBSkids.org.
I didn't see that because I had cable, you fucking.
I also had to watch PBS
Network, and we
Kids.
still watch PBS.
Funding for Arthur is provided by
Post alphabets, 26 little letters that make the words that let you share your feelings. Around the corner or around the world, bringing us all a little bit closer together. Post Alphabet Cereal is proud to bring you Arthur on PBS.
and by the U.S. Department of Education and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Sometimes you want to watch Arthur, okay? Arthur's was a good show.
It was. Okay. Now it's Flash animated, so it's
still
very hard
going to this
watch.
day, surprisingly.
Yep.
Wasn't there an Arthur episode that was supposed to be like a Safer Kids 9/11 episode?
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So like I remember that one. Like they didn't want to address 9/11 because kids show, but like I think part of their school burnt down.
Yeah.
And they all had to evacuate, and it traumatized all the kids, and it was about them learning to cope about it, and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Was that about 9/11?
Yeah, it was about 9/11, but not directly about it.
But didn't like the Now from a Word from Us Kids segment have something to do with 9/11?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I know there was a spin-off there was like an expanded universe for Arthur. It was Buster's Postcards from Buster where
where they had like real life. They didn't really make sense because like he'd be a cartoon, but then when he'd look through his video camera, it'd be real life.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously dubbed a Buster in after the fact, so it's like how I want to hear the unedited. Like, was it some guy in the background just going, "Yeah, show me," like this old 40-year-old man having to read Buster's lines, and it's just, or is it like a 20-year-old intern who's getting way into it?
Oh man, no.
I remember there was an episode of that show, and that show came out in like the early 2000s, and there was like a lesbian couple who had kids, and a lot of people got mad about that, and it's like, bruh.
Yeah, that's what got it canceled, I think.
Really?
I don't know if that even aired. Did it?
I don't know if it aired or not.
I think our good friend Blame It on Jorge, trademark 2018, covered that episode in one of his videos. So you could go watch Blame It on Jorge, and maybe he covered that, or maybe I'm a fucking liar, and then you'll just enjoy his content either way.
True.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah, I didn't actually watch Arthur. What I watched was Cyber Chase.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'd never watched that show, but if you went online, like, because this was the early 2000s, PBS had like all the Flash games you could play online, and I played like the Cyber Chase. There was a Cyber Chase game where like you went around the whole like realm, I guess, whatever it is, cyberspace.
Cyberspace, yeah.
Yeah, and you had to like collect a certain amount of things to like help the robot lady something. I don't even know. It was great, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Sure. Motherboard. Yeah.
Don't act so nonchalant. This is a beloved television series with a fantastic lore.
Izzy, Cyber Chase was the poor man's reboot, which was the poor man's Tron.
Not really.
Okay, I keep thinking about Cyber 6, not Cyber Chase, and I'm getting really confused.
No, Cyber Chase is like, it's got the kids and like the weird bird.
And also
It's got Gilbert Gottfried, Christopher Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd is.
Why are they in like a duo together? Are they just attached?
They're not a duo. Hacker is the villain. That's Christopher Lloyd. And then Gidget, I think Digit is Iago, but cyber Iago, helping out the kids.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So it's like Iago in the Aladdin sequels.
However, he was a villain. He was originally started out as a badnik for Hacker, but wound up switching teams.
So it's just like Iago. It's just like Iago.
The parrot from Aladdin, yeah.
Did they ever come to a conclusion with that story? Did they ever like fix Motherboard?
Yeah, they have to go to Pornhub to fix it. I just told you.
Oh.
I don't remember that episode.
I'm Googling right now.
Anyone remember
there was
Zaboomafoo? Oh, never mind.
Ooh,
go on.
Yes, I've talked about Zaboomafoo.
James does. He talked about it
with the Crack Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clickety clack, we're the Crack Brothers. We're on crack.
Gosh.
There was one episode about eggs, and one of the Crap Brothers just appeared in a giant egg. And as a little kid watching that, it like scarred me.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it gave you a fetish?
Yeah.
Almost.
Maybe.
We had a long discussion about this when
I
asked that video.
I ask everybody in the podcast chat to please draw the odd ones out coming out of an egg.
No.
Please do.
And then I dare James to put all of them in like the fan art.
The fan art section.
Oh.
No. And also another caveat to that, James. You have to start the intro with you bursting out of an egg going, "Hey everybody," and you don't acknowledge it.
Just don't acknowledge it.
And then you continue on with the video. That's what you have to do. This is I want a writer and a producer credit on this.
just pop out of an egg. Just, hey, that's good. And then have all the egg juice on me or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of PBS Kids, did you guys ever watch Juicy Juice commercials?
Oh yeah, 50% juice, 50%.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
I wasn't even on PBS, and I know about those.
PBS Kids, like they had two sponsors for all their shows. They had Juicy Juice and Chuck E. Cheese.
What was the juice?
That was it.
I'm trying to remember. What was the juice? It was 50%. Always in the commercials, they said 50% juice, 50%. What's the other thing? Oh, okay.
Fun.
I have no idea.
I thought it was a real.
By the way, Cyber Chase is still going on. There has been no conclusion. Yeah.
Are you serious?
So far, season 11, its air date is April 20th, 2018 for the last episode of that one.
What? Are all the kids adults now? Are they all like...
Or are they all still like 9?
I'm sure they just replaced voice actors.
Oh.
Okay, so we have PBS Kids, but did you guys ever hear about the canceled female version of the channel PMS Kids?
Fuck off.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That's a pun I would make, Nolan.
Yeah.
That was the whole impetus of why I made it, because I wanted to see if Pam would think it's funny. I'm still to this day trying to gauge where Pam standards begin and where they end.
Yeah, it's just all over the place here.
That was a really bad joke, and I'm honestly really proud that I came up with.
I mean, we talked about Zoom, which
Zoom.
Oh, I love Zoom.
Isn't that the Tim Allen movie?
No, you asshole.
No.
We talked. Wait, we're repeating what happened last time when we mentioned Zoom. But I
was also Dragon's Tales.
Ew, gay. I fucking hate that. No homophobe. not that I meant it in a homophobic way, but that show sucked.
What?
Wow.
What was wrong about Dragon Tales? They were on a magical
Those-
journey with dragons.
Those dragons
are cool.
Fucking
They
suck.
spoke Spanish. They were Latinx representation,
What?
man. So yeah, they spoke Spanish.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Max and Emmy. They were Latinx. I'm pretty sure.
They threw in
And
another
the-
character, a yellow
Yeah,
shirt.
and then there was the new kid, like Enrique or something, and he was
Iglesia?
Spanish. Yeah, that show was awesome.
He got the leftover dragon, the two-headed one.
There's also a dragon in a wheelchair. Yeah.
A dragon in a wheelchair. Can he fly?
No, he's in a wheelchair, dummy.
His wings don't work either. He can't walk or fly. or does he fly and he like has to carry the wheelchair with him?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no,
what if it was like a Ricky Bobby where they had their wings are broken and they sit in a wheelchair and they're like, "Why are you using a wheelchair? Your legs work fine." Well, my wings are broken, and then they just get up and do back down. And it's like the Ricky Bobby thing. It's like playing wheelchair basketball, and he's like kicking the other players. Ricky Bobby is the best America parody I've ever seen. I'm so thankful it exists.
This is the best Will Ferrell movie, I believe.
No, Elf is.
Oh, that's
Elf.
true.
Elf's a Christmas classic.
Yeah, which they
And
remade
also-
in stop motion for some reason.
Was it remade or was it a sequel?
They made an actual remake, like the exact same story, but in stop motion, and it was a TV special on ABC, I think.
It was also a Broadway musical. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Broadway musical. It came to my town. Yeah.
Oh shit! Is it? I need to hear that. I guess then was it good?
I thought it was fun. I don't really have much standards for musicals, so I'm like, that was fun.
Well, I mean, most musicals just tend to be like really good anyway, for the most part, with a few exceptions.
Yeah. As long as you're not Spider-Man.
Juicy Juice. We're behind Arthur 100%. Of course, that's how we do everything. Juicy Juice. 100% juice.
I'm currently looking through all the shows PBS Kids have, just to kind of jog some memories. Do you guys remember Boobas?
Booba!
What?
So it was like they had Teletubbies, and then they were like, well, Teletubbies, that's passe. We need to make a new version of Teletubbies. And so they made Boobas, which are worse. Because they're like neon colors, and they're like super chubby, and it's weird.
And they make fart sounds.
They do.
You know how YouTube Kids is super weird? Booba is on the level of YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a website of Boobas that was just really fucking weird?
Maybe.
Probably.
I vaguely remember hearing about Boobas from, again, Flamin' on Jorge. But,
The Magic School Bus?
Magic School
The
Bus.
Magic Tool Bus, more like it.
I think the Magic School Bus is the only PBS show that I think everybody has watched because it would show that in classrooms from the 1st to 3rd grade or so.
True.
Was Bill Nye also on PBS Kids?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Magic School Bus on Netflix.
Yeah.
At the point. So Magic School Bus, there was probably a lot of fetishes that went into.
Oh, true.
They got vored. Miss Frizzle got webbed. God, what else happened? Some people got frozen.
The fish ejaculated on the kids, apparently. But canon.
The ejaculation on a kid's show. That was very bold.
Yeah.
They got baked into a pie, I believe.
Yeah.
That's in the intro. And then you'll be baked into the pie on a Magic School Bus on an elevator of love.
And I just remember there was the one girl who always said at my old school we never did this, and in that one she was like, at my old school we never got baked.
Shut up! I hate that girl. She's like, stop talking about your old school, you asshole. I hate her.
Has anybody here seen the adult trailer for Magic School Bus where it's like Miss Frizzle gets sent to hell and they have to go save her?
Oh yeah,
that's fucking classic because it's just a bunch of quotes, but really serious. The girl's crying. What are we gonna do?
So
what are we gonna do?
Going off that, the whole existence of hell in a science-based show kind of jets off. I never understood why it's called the Magic School Bus when it's a show about science and magic and science. They don't mesh.
Oh, I mean, they could. I mean,
sense.
you could write a story about science and magic correlating.
Loren,
yes.
Are you arguing the semantics of the Magic School?
That's how.
Yes, that is what I'm doing currently with my
God.
business.
Science
Sunday
and magic
evening.
is alchemy.
The Alchemist School Bus.
Also, what was PBS Kids with all these shows with like creepy ass heads on vehicles? Because you had like the tugboat show.
Oh, the plane one. The plane
JJ
one.
the jet
JJ
plane.
yeah.
JJ the jet plane. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
That
should have
takes me
mentioned
back.
that.
That's one of those shows that, like, as a kid, you don't question it, but when you get older,
Mhm.
you're like, whoa, no, why did we let this happen? Because it's not like Cars where it's like weirdly just facial features kind of morphed
Mhm.
into the car. JJ was like literal planes with human faces, like Thomas style, but creepier.
Would you say that's another fetish, Born? That could.
Oh,
Sure.
dude, have you seen Anthroplane? That's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. So another fetish, Born. Thanks,
No.
PBS.
Thanks, PBS.
Oh, okay.
gosh.
There was Caillou. Remember Caillou?
Oh, okay. Even as a kid, I hated Caillou.
The only
And then the
episode-
freestyle rap.
Oh gosh. The only episode of Caillou I remember was there's an episode where like a baby bird dies and Caillou doesn't know how to take it. And the narrator's like, Caillou didn't want to have to think about one day the fact that he would die. And I'm like, this
Shit.
is deep for Caillou, dang.
Damn, motherfucker.
Wishbone.
Wishbone. Okay,
Yeah, Wishbone.
I totally forgot about Wishbone, which apparently was replaced by Sagwa, the Chinese Siamese cat.
I want a T-shirt of Sagwa, and I wanted to.
Sagwa was cool.
I wanted to be Swagwa. You know, like Sagwa, and then there's her cooler cousin called Swagwa.
There were a lot of
Sagwa
PBS
means
shows.
Silly melon.
You know what? I don't even remember that shit. All I know is that's where I learned learned about pod stickers, and that's all I know about that show.
Oh yeah.
They taught that like pot stickers were made by accident, right?
Yeah, I think that sounds canon. Sagwa. That was. I remember watching the show, but I don't remember much of anything besides pod stickers. I just remember they're just cats hanging out in like some dynasty in China.
There was a boy cat, like he was
a
kind of the
dick?
cool cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool
He's the
cat.
cool one. Cool cat.
Oh, I
Oh,
learned-
don't talk about that.
Getting back to like Arthur, I learned that DW, the little sister, was actually voiced by boys most of the time.
Oh,
and one of those boys played the boy cat on Sagwa too, because it's PBS, and they were like, "Hey, you did this. You're gonna do this too now."
You're under contract.
here.
You can't go nowhere.
Yeah, DW was played by a boy. So the more you know.
I just like how Sagwa was called Sagwa, the Chinese Siamese cat.
Yes.
Oh man, I remember really loving Clifford.
Oh yeah. I remember. I just figured out that Kel from Keenan and Kel was the dog T-Bone, the yellow one.
Really?
Yeah.
And apparently Clifford had a spinoff where it was the baby Muppet Babies version.
No.
of Clifford's Puppy Days.
And that ruins the whole point because he's not giant anymore. What's the point?
But there was a whole different cast of characters. Okay, so like as a kid, I watched both of those spin-offs, like the original Clifford where he's giant and then the baby one. And then when the baby one, there was like he had a friend that was a bird, he had like a friend that was a wiener dog. And I wanted so badly to be like a crossover where like him as an adult would go back to see his old friends and they'd be like, "Wow, you're huge now." And I wish like they would cross over, but that never happened.
That never happened.
That's the
How
most like
sad.
the most wholesome and like sweet thing I've ever heard.
How dare they not do this Clifford the dog crossover? I'm disappointed. I'm miffed. How dare they?
I forgot we're on the Pizza Party podcast for a second.
Good job, James.
Also, the story about Clifford, like, if you remember the intro, it talks about how Clifford was a puppy and he grew too large, so basically the family didn't want to give him up, so they were ostracized from the town and they had to move to an island where he can't cause no harm to nobody important. Or at least he's away from the mainland, so he can't terrorize the main people, you know. It's kind of sad. It's kind of tragic now that I think about it, you know.
And then how big of the poops were Clifford's?
Let's not think about it.
They never mentioned it, so I'm not gonna.
Just like you just like open the front door and there's just like a massive poop just like in your front yard.
You know,
he's like Clifford.
Okay, but like Clifford could theoretically eat their house. Like, what if he was okay? Also, you know how dogs get ornery? What would Clifford do?
No.
Oh,
no. They need a giant, oversized female dog so he can bone.
No, they just need like a giant. My grandma's old dog used to he was like a little tiny like puppy looking thing, and what he would do, he was just like like ball up his bed and start humping it.
Mhm.
So like what we need is to get Clifford a giant like fluff bed, and then he could just like do his thing to, you know. Just,
Wow.
The only thing I think of is a Kitty and Whale Lord.
No.
Oh yeah, I
tweet.
forgot. Yeah, Pokemon jokes.
Yeah.
Pokemon sex jokes.
Do you guys remember? Have you guys ever seen the videos where a cat is about to mate and then it's just quiet and then it's terrible.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay, I have one more PBS Kids show.
Thank God.
Pappy Land.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
It
I
was-
don't know that one.
It's essentially like an art show where like this guy would teach you how to draw. It was kind of like Bob Ross, but a little bit more like hokey.
Happy Land. So it was called Happy Land?
Pappy Land.
Happy Land.
Like happy with a P.
I remember something. I think I remember this show because I remember seeing some show teaching kids how to draw. It
I
looks
don't
like
remember
Pee Wee's
this at all.
Playhouse, but it mixed with Bob Ross.
Yeah, I mean, like it was less like fine arts and more like cartoon.
Hang on, I like this image where this guy's fucking surfing on a on a pencil. Hang on, here it is. Look at this guy
Also-
going at it. He's going to fucking time and space.
Kevlar Ninja in the chat said we already made these Clifford jokes years ago, and I'm just like,
Oh, we did?
Damn.
I don't even remember what happened on the last podcast, my dude. You
I
know?
vaguely
Yeah,
remember
seriously.
edited in the Louis C.K. Clifford monologue into a podcast. I think.
Yeah, well, we can't do that anymore.
Oh.
Nope.
Is Pappy Land dead? What's he up to?
I hope so.
I don't
Well,
think his
first of
name
all-
is Pappy Land.
Yeah, I think his name's just Pappy. You even copy and pasted an image with his name on it.
I'm looking up Pappy Land.
Pappy drew it.
Where's Pappy? Hang on, wait. I think the website's still up on Wikipedia.
You literally posted a picture with his name.
I'm looking on Pappy. I just looked at the image. I thought I didn't read that part.
Learn how to read,
Wait, his
Pan.
website's still up and it has a Twitter and what? Pappy, what? Is he alive? The man's he's got
I
57
don't know.
followers on Twitter, and all his Twitter is just I added a video to my YouTube playlist. Oh, dick.
When was the last tweet?
Just I added the video Lost in
No,
Pappy
wait,
Land.
what's the time? When was
March
the last tweet?
2017.
Huh.
Is he still out there?
Could
Watching.
be listening right now.
He could be.
God, Pappy Land. We must find him.
Also, we failed to mention Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that show was interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. I thought it was boring. Sorry.
Ooh.
I did.
Oh, his real name is Mike Pappy Dewitt's real name is Michael Cariglio.
I looked
Oh,
up the guy.
well,
he's
He's alive.
yeah, he's alive. He was
He's
born
on
in
YouTube.
1948. He's old.
He's on YouTube?
He won't be alive for long at this rate.
His name is Michael Cariglo, and he's still making YouTube videos. He's still out there doing the same thing, drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, I never heard of this show.
No,
so.
no one has. Mr. Roger.
I did. I brought it up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, someone mentioned Between the Lions. I do remember that.
I forgot about that show.
The joke is between the lines, but it's between the lions.
Because they're
Anyone knows that.
We're not everybody thinks about a crappy show from PBS from 30 years ago.
No, I think when you hear Between the Lions, I think people automatically get the pun.
Okay, no, guys, I have another lion joke. Why was Simba grounded?
Why?
Because he was lion.
That was bad.
That was fantastic.
Hey.
I remember really enjoying the cliffhanger jokes where it's like, I can't hold on much longer.
Oh yeah, the cliffhanger. That's all I remember about that show, and the puppets were cool-ish.
What's the?
Didn't they they lived in like a library or something?
Hang on. Never mind. I was trying to make a terrible pun, but it didn't work. But what was the girl lion from Lion King?
Nala.
She was a lion. Hang on, wait. I don't even know how I can phrase this joke.
Take your time.
I'm just gonna say she's a lion cunt.
Instead of a lioness.
I don't know. I tried. Yeah.
Why do you never play poker in Africa? Because
All
they're
the
all
cheetahs.
I thought it was gonna be all lions. Never mind. I'm trying to figure out how to use a lion
See,
pun.
that joke implies the entire population of Africa, the continent, is nothing but cheetahs. So, like the animal.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Nothing works in life. Well, it's
My
fucked.
computer is glitching out. Calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm alive.
But is that all for pbskex.org?
I don't know anything about it, so now I know what it feels like to not know what to talk about.
That's
So
what you have when you're on grandma's house.
Fetch with Rough Ruffman. Anyone fetch with Rough Ruffman?
Vaguely, what's the dog that like ate some alphabet soup and like all the food went to her head, like all it's shoved into her brain.
Martha something.
Martha speaks.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's about a different dog that can talk.
That dog died.
Puts on a game show. Oh, what?
What? Oh, I don't know. If a bunch of letters went into your head like that, I think she'd be fucking dead.
I don't know.
That was actually based on a book.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, take a look. It's in a book. Oh, this shit is
Reading Rainbow.
I forgot about that. Yeah, LeVar Burton's out there. Didn't he try to remake
He's still out
it?
there.
What happened to that reboot he was making of Reading Rainbow?
I think he got into some controversy or something.
Oh.
Why? What did he do?
I don't know. That's just what I heard, and I don't even know if that's entirely correct. It's just what I remember vaguely. I could look it up. Hold on, let's see.
LeVar Burton. It's like, hey.
Wish I was LeVar Burton.
There was Maya and Miguel. I'm looking at ones now.
That's another Spanish one.
Yay.
I didn't watch it.
Ay, caramba.
There was Word Girl, which was the superhero one.
Yeah,
about
that was
girl
a
who knows
weird
words.
show. I kind of liked it.
That one, yeah, it had a weird appeal to it because I think it came out after I was way too old to watch it, but I still did, and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, it's fine. Tom Kenny plays the main villain. You can't go wrong. It's great.
Okay, so from what I heard, he got sued.
Ooh.
By who?
For what?
Reading Rainbow. Hold on. He doesn't own the show concept. So when he was trying to revive it, he basically was doing it. But instead of doing that, he does a podcast called LeVar Reads, which is a Reading Rainbow for adults.
So I guess Reading Rainbow, the adult party cartoon, is what it is now.
Just reads 50 Shades of Grey over and over and over, and nothing else.
Oh. But is that all for pbskex.org?
Sure.
You criticize my joke?
Shh. I want to get into the questions. If you guys want to get into the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Should we just accept questions from the stream chat now only?
Well,
I think that's a lot
I don't want to
easier.
screw over the YouTube people who ask questions, you know?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out my sister, who's been watching this podcast forever. Hi, Mallory. She didn't even know you guys streamed on Twitch. She thought it was always YouTube and iTunes, or just YouTube.
Well, until Pan gives me his account info so I can stream onto YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
God damn it, Pan.
Anna back.
Let's see.
Plus, we also need to do like pizza party gaming stuff too. I don't know if we'll actually do that, but I've been thinking about that.
But
let us know what you guys want us to do. Fuck it.
Yeah. But questions, if anybody has a question, be sure to start out with the word question so it's easier to find and post them in the YouTube comments of this video or in the stream and on Twitch and join us. Links below. But
Smash that like bar.
Our first question is by Doxy Proxy. Question, Pan, how do you have such good connections with so many people you get a lot despite being somewhat of a small channel? Is it blackmail? Is it kidnapping?
Yes, help me.
You know, well, Nolan gets some of these people, but depends on who, because sometimes I get the cartoon people and it's just like, yo.
Pan mostly gets the cartoon people. I somehow managed to get a lot of the type. I got James.
Hello.
And by proxy Loren. So
Yeah, me too. Because I knew James, and that was my way I got on the show. I was like, hey, I know a guy who knows you, so put me on your show.
Yeah,
that's exactly how it went.
And so I went to James and I was like, hey, is this person like super cringy or embarrassing, like just in general unpleasant to talk to? And he said, yeah, they're okay. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine then.
No, thanks, James.
I just want to say that I have simultaneously some of the best and some of the worst guests on here. Pan is a lot more consistent than me.
I'm like,
whose idea was it to bring on Nero's Q way back when?
It was me.
Oh, nice.
I was the one who got
classic
him on.
episode. Classic.
I got YMS on. I got Now this is just a cock contest. Izzy's a regular because of me. So
yeah, it's true. She fought for it. Pan doesn't even like me.
Yeah, that's true. Pan doesn't like anyone. He just kind of has us here because he feels like he's compelled to. But
Well, why don't you do the podcast by yourself, Pan?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's literally just
we did that once. Remember? That was one of the best moments. We all just like turned off our mics and just left him alone.
And it was really funny because Pan was just like kind of like crying a little bit.
No, like okay. It was basically the audio version of We're Back at Dinosaur Story when all the crows came and he's like, I'm scared of the dark. That's essentially what it was.
I see.
Could you get Some Ordinary Gamers or Mr. Medicare? I don't think Mr. Medicare would be on. We're getting Monkey. I'm talking with Monkey. We're getting good at Monkey.
You're talking to a monkey?
No, Monkey Jones.
Oh, okay.
Everybody wants. Everybody keeps shouting guests, and I'm like, well, also, it's sort of like I don't want to bother those people, but at the same time, it's like I can only ask them if they feel like people want it. That they'd feel more compelled to, but that's not to say go like spam them or anything.
Someone
politely suggest.
Someone asked if I'm ever going to bring that porn star on. By the way, she's Nikki Hutzman. You guys can look her up. She was the pink mighty Muff Pounder Ranger. I don't remember what it's called, but she did the Power Ranger parody porn.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can ask her, but like last time, it was like her connection was really bad, which is weird for someone that's in the internet adult entertainment business.
Yeah.
Actually, that's lost media now, but my boy who's drawing right next to me, say hi, Spo.
Hey, what's going on, gamers?
Okay, stop talking. No, he was there to witness it, so he's one of the only people who got to witness that Lost podcast. So, but also somebody said, "Are you getting Mars reviews?" Yes. We're gonna get him too. People want. I feel like all of you going to MomoCon, then Nolan is going to steal some. Call me Johnny. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Shh. We're gonna have a good time. Also, if you plan on stalking me there, please reconsider. I don't want anybody following me.
Yeah, and if any cartoon people listening to this, legit cartoon people, just like hit me up, yo.
Have you guys ever had any like problems with stalking?
With what?
I have twice.
Kind of.
Oh, stalking.
Sort of.
I thought you meant like stalking, like stalking equipment or like stalking stuff.
No, like stalkers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like with Christmas stockings. Have you ever had a problem with your Christmas stockings?
Yeah, like they catch on
hang
fire.
Up. Yeah.
Or they
They're full. They're full of coal.
Yeah.
But I had at one of my conventions I was at, I think I probably told this story on the podcast multiple times, but there was one fan who came from New York, flew all the way there, bought a 3-day pass exclusively to stand in front of my booth.
Oh.
And like horrifying.
I let him the first day. It was the second day when he started kind of twitching a little bit and it got like it was making people uncomfortable. And like in that case, the hardest thing to do, and he's most likely listening, so this is the worst. The worst thing they do is like tell them off because all they want to be is your friend, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not the worst thing in the world. But you need your boundaries and space. And the first thing you do, if you say, "Hey, can you go away?" or fuck off, they're gonna like they're gonna make a Tumblr call out post, and Tumblr people automatically always jump to the victim. They never never actually question.
Victim complex, yeah.
Yeah, and so like I had to like word it in a way where I was like, "Hey, look, man, you look really bored. Like you have like 3 days. This is a really big convention. I'm not able to give you the amount of time that you want. As you can see, my booth is always like populated. I need you to like go explore, and maybe if you haven't spent all your money, I'll let you buy another." Because I had to cut him off. He spent like $60 at my booth, and at that point, I was like, "All right, dude, go look at other art." Yeah, I mean, like I didn't want to take advantage of people. I like as much as I like money and I like gifts and such. I also am a very guilt oriented person. I always like worry about people. And like, go ahead. Oh, to finish up the story, basically, he did go away. He popped up a couple of times throughout the day. As our relationship is now, he every like a year or so, he'll like send me this long 3-paragraph thing about how he doesn't think about me anymore and that he's over it. So,
So we can expect another one of those when this podcast airs or during this live stream.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
I've had a lot of people at my school recognize me. Well, not a lot of people, but like a lot in terms of my class because my class were tiny. I've had a couple people recognize me, and I'm like, hey, you know, they were pretty chill about it, thankfully. But it was just kind of like, it's just always kind of weird because it's like you don't know what to do because you're in class and you're there to learn and shit. You at the same time feel like, I guess sort of it's the sort of showman's thing where you're compelled to kind of like, you know, pay attention, even though you don't really have to. So it gets weird. In terms of stalkers, though, I've been warned about somebody. So, and I'll talk about that off recording.
What the fuck?
You know, yeah, I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But that's something for people to gossip about. That'll be. But I'm gonna pick a question. Let's see here. Question: what are your thoughts on Dan Schneider's animated series? There's going to be a lot of feet. What do you guys think?
They asked us that last time.
Oh, really?
I don't know about Dan Schneider's Thunderman's cartoon. Whatever.
I think it's gonna be great. I actually don't. I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to add.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
I have an opinion.
Oh! Hang on. This is a fun one. Blurifier says, question. It occurred to me, Pan, you have over 300,000 subscribers. Did you ever receive the 100,000 subscribers plaque that YouTube gives out? And okay, so whenever you receive 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, YouTube will send you a plaque commemorating that. Although I got it. Well, I mean, I requested it, and they sent it to my P.O. box, but apparently it was too big for my P.O. box. So they were like, go pick it up to this UPS store, and I'm like, I don't feel like it, so I never did. No. So it's somewhere out there in the mail forever.
I mean... The UPS store might still have it, maybe.
Or who knows? Lost in time forever.
Question, is Pan still a virgin?
Pan? What do you think?
You don't have to say it in your Emily voice. We know that Emily. No, your Stephanie voice. We all know your Stephanie.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway,
I
hey,
like Loren how you correct me too.
Next question. No one must know.
Favorite Western animation episode trope, or I guess episode theme, or like recurring episode structure.
Say that their YouTube name, say their channel name too.
Shit. I can't read it. Extreme Sadiq. Oh, he's a friend of mine. Extreme Sadiq.
Okay. Favorite like Cliche.
Yeah. Also, people stop using dark blue. I can't read your names. God damn it. On the Twitch chat, dark theme.
I don't know if it's a Western cliche, but when the bad guy, when the bad guy works with the good guy.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
That's one of my favorite tropes.
Yeah.
Character redemption.
Well, there's that common one where like someone shrinks down and goes inside the body of someone else. So you're like, oh man, are they going to die? And they never do.
The amazing journey. Also, Izzy went to go pick up their friend from the freezing cold. Whether or not she'll be back remains to be seen.
Okay. What are some other ones? I don't know. There's always like that one episode that's a musical for some reason.
I mean,
I don't know.
I've answered this a bunch of times before, I think, but shit, I don't even know. I can't think of any newer ones that I haven't already said before. What cliches are good? I don't know. But next question, let me read the one from the YouTubes. Okay. Let's see.
Get on with it.
Aaron Andredrede. Question, since you have a Switch, now what games are you anticipating this year? P.S. Can you please give me your friend code? I don't give people my friend code since it's like, I don't play online. I don't want to deal with that, you know? I don't want to put in numbers. I just want to play. You know,
if you give people your friend codes, they can possibly gift you games.
Maybe. Anyway, so What games am I excited for? Well, I'm kind of hoping for, just in general, they just release Smash Brothers on the Wii U, since I don't want to buy it on the Switch. I mean, no, I want to buy it. No,
Switch that.
Release it for the Switch, because I don't want to buy it for the Wii U and have to play with the big clunky ass controller. You know,
same, but I want Mario Maker on the.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, somebody actually photoshopped together a new Super Bros All Stars box art, and it's all the new Super Mario games ported to Switch. And I'm like, I want that.
Yeah. Or
people don't like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and I love them. They're fun.
Yeah,
but
they're easy.
Easy like Sunday morning.
There's this. I'm going to complain about the Mario game, and the whole gimmick with that one was collecting coins. Are the worst part about Mario. Like you don't have fun collecting coins, or at least I don't. So when I played that whole game, I got to the end of it, and without even trying, I had 60 lives just because of all the coins I collected. I kept getting 1-ups. So.
Was there a purpose? Like, did it unlock stuff, or was it just get coins?
Yeah, I don't remember if it unlocked things. I mean, remember that it counted all the coins you had, and like there was different like achievements for getting like a certain amount of coins. So, but yeah, it was new. Like I thought it was going to be fun because the first ones were good, but then they got too easy for me at least.
Yeah, I beat New Super Mario Bros. U pretty easy just by skipping most of the warps stuff. I think
exactly.
No, that was New Super Mario Bros. Wii where I did that. Never mind.
That's why I like Mario Maker, because it's like an endless supply of.
Yeah, but now you can't use it because they shut down Makers.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Rip in peace.
Yeah, so I really hope for like a 2.5D 2D Mario game, because these kind of count, but they're like pre-rendered, and it looks more like Donkey Kong Country than like actual rendered 3D.
Yeah, like Klonoa you want, or Kirby 64.
Yeah, like Klonoa, Kirby 64, Sonic Generations, Classic Sonic. I love Sonic Generations, Classic Sonic because like, not because it's Sonic, but because like they would play around with the level design where it actually looked like he was running around a 3D environment. There's this one set piece where he goes through a loop-de-loop and then down a mountain path where he like runs around the mountain. Yes! I love it. I love cute set piece. I love cool set pieces like that.
Let's see any other.
And speaking of Kirby, yes, I'm aware Spider Kirby thing. It's great. Thank you, America. Thank you, Japan, for making me live vicariously through Kirby.
So,
any other questions?
Yeah.
This isn't a question, but this is a comment from Wonder Dean. He says the classic Sonic levels and Generations were lame, and he is getting timed out for that. So I've just been timing out random people as a joke.
Your opinion is incorrect.
Yeah, I'm facilitating a communist.
Here's a good question. General Gaming says, question: what is taking inspiration from anime, either a style or narrative, considering good form, and when it's just crappy and weebish?
I am gonna not talk about this one because nobody likes when I talk about this.
Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll talk about it because, like, Steven Universe just goes. I mean, like, they had a whole section that just ripped off Magical Girl Utensils or something, whatever anime that was. Whatever that anime was, it was like a big rip-off sequence. Like, it's not even paying homage; you're just ripping the sequence off entirely. You know?
Yeah, it's there's a lot. Think of it this way. If it doesn't recontextualize the work in a different way, or adds upon it, or says something about it, it's bad. If it doesn't do that, it's bad.
Yeah, it's just either if it's like a quick little homage, like the Akira bike drift, you know, like a small scene, it's fine. You know, because it's a small little scene that it's kind of a basic shot.
It's an iconic shot, and everybody's done it. So it's just kind of like, it's just like, yeah, we love Akira. Here it is, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. But then if you rip off, you know, like an actual choreographed scene, and then it's like, okay, can you not do that?
Yeah, it's like, why? You don't have to do that. I mean, Teen Titans kind of did not really entire sequences, but like a few shots here and there. Because, like, do you remember in Evangelion when in the beginning battle, like there's a barrier and like the Ava unit has to like rip the barrier in half like it's gaping someone's asshole open, you know?
It's called the AT field.
The AT field, yeah. Remember that part?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember there was a,
Sure.
I remember there was a scene in the episode of Teen Titans where Starfire met that racist alien, and she had to gape open that another AT field, kind of like that, and it just always looks disgusting to me. That sequence. I don't know. Maybe because I just think of assholes when I see that scene.
Hidden anal.
Yeah.
You should just make a whole YouTube series about hidden anal.
Oh no, Hidden Anal 2, finally, after all these years, because that's the Jimmy Neutron video.
I like Teen Titans a bit more because even if their references to like anime tropes aren't funny, at least they're tropes and they're not like actual like specific things you need to know about.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Kappa Mikey is garbage.
Oh.
No, Kappa Mikey is an icon.
I know. I
right.
love that. I love that show.
Loop.
It's.
Looper CN 28 says, question, what is that moment from your childhood that you still cringe about?
That's too real.
That's a deep question. That's a loaded question. You can't just ask someone that.
I'm literally thinking every single there's too much, and I'm just kind of like I'm like melting in my chair.
I mean, there were times where I thought, wow, that was really lame, but I'm like, I don't care, whatevs. You know, no one cares. None of this matters. World's fucked. Hip hop.
Well, see, the thing is that when you do story time YouTube videos like James and I, a lot of your cringy childhood moments end up immortalized in videos.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it also winds up making ad revenues, so you get paid.
Yeah.
You monetize that.
We can't answer the question because we got to make videos.
Yeah. I'll never be able to watch Ruby Gloom the same way again.
So basically, the person who asked this, you asked a question that was too dark and loaded for me and Pan, and you asked a question that James and Loren couldn't answer because it would detract from their ad revenue. So good job, you asked the worst question.
Yeah, way to go. You did it. You fucking asked the worst question of all time.
I thought it was a good question.
Yeah.
Pan play the Evangelion. Congratulations, Claire.
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations.
I have a good one from
final one.
Yeah.
A guy named Crystal asked, guys, have you thought about what you're going to do after YouTube dies out?
I haven't thought that far, so let's not think about it.
It depends. It depends on when that happens because, like, I'm still in college, so I gotta finish that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, let's look. The best thing to do is pretend it won't happen and hope it doesn't happen. You know.
Yeah. True. Plus, I mean, I'm not trying to be braggadocious when I say. Like I've been on the dean's list multiple times at school, and I'm honor and then fraternity. So like I'll probably be able to get a decent paying desk job. So that's probably
you're in a fraternity.
I'm in the Phi Theta Kappa fraternity. I was invited to it, and then I had to pay $80 to get in.
Fuck off.
I also actually got an email where they invited me to go abroad to like different countries, and I don't know exactly if that was by mistake. Because they say, dude, your academic excellence and the course you're in, you get to go to either China or South Africa or Australia to do this thing. And I'm like, I'm an animator.
I mean, if you go to South Africa, you can meet Daycare Antwoord and Neil Blomkamp.
Who?
Wait, who's the guy?
Whoopee.
Wait, is Neil Blomkamp the guy who created District 9?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Hang on. You can still meet Daycare Antwoord. Still.
Also, I feel.
Yeah, that's the guy.
And yes, I heard about Captain Underpants. I'm excited to see it. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, the TV series for Captain Underpants.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Is it 3D or 2D?
I don't know yet. I hope it's 2D. Please,
Most
God.
likely. I mean, it's likely going to go to Netflix with all the other DreamWorks TV shows.
If you've seen the pencil animations for Captain Underpants, they literally look like the books just animated by Disney.
Yeah.
Like Disney quality animation. It makes me. God, I love it.
Yeah. So, is this the end of the podcast?
I hope to God it is. Every time you say that, I hope you like mean the actual show itself.
Yeah.
But you never.
But guys, do you have any upcoming videos you want to talk about?
I guess I could talk about mine. It's just about my horrible spelling and like just growing, like just not being able to spell or read well. That's it.
And
my next one's about how I'm coming off a hiatus, so it technically doesn't count.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's coming out.
Back.
Yeah, and also look forward to James' episode about eggs. So, and also, Pan, what videos are you going to be making?
It's a video that involves the Baja Man. That's all I'll say, and hopefully no one rips it off before I finish it.
Then you better fucking hurry. And
Look, I got a Tuesday schedule, so as long as I make it to Tuesday, that's always my fear. Like every time, I always have a thing where I'm like, is someone else gonna do this? And so that has never happened really, or someone actually did it before my Tuesday thing. So it's, but you never know. But yeah, it's the end of the podcast. Goodbye, every pony.
Thank you all for stopping by. Ratchet Extreme 6 says, stop liking stuff, Nolan. That's not your character. Don't tell me what to do. You don't know me. I could be the Zodiac killer for all. Pan, can you cut that part out?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'll remember that. Nah.
Just to end the podcast, I'm not the Zodiac killer.
Wink,
I appreciate James and Laura coming on and for James sharing his egg fetish with everyone. Please remember to donate to our Patreon, or to donate to Loren's Patreon, to subscribe to Loren. God damn it.
I know.
Subscribe to James' YouTube channel.
Donate to my Patreon.
You don't,
Donate
James,
to
you don't
James'
have a Patreon.
I'm going to call my mom and tell her that I love and miss her. And I hope I die soon and that I don't have to do this podcast anymore. Thank you all for stopping by. Catch the excitement.
Thanks.
Wear your seatbelt.
Bye.
I know I've let you down. I've been a fool to myself. I thought that I could live for no one else. But now, through all the hurt and pain, it's time for me to respect the one you love me more than anything. So what sadness in my heart, I feel the best thing I could do is end it all and leave forever. What's done is done. It feels so bad. What was once happy now is sad. I'll never